Sombra was used in a pro game? OMG, FREEDO, were you so wrong? Well, sort of. What's going on, guys? It's FREEDO here for Your Overwatch. Today, we're going to be breaking down pro Sombra usage. Now, of course, I famously said that no pro team would use her, but I didn't know a very key part of her kit that is debatably incredibly broken. So let's break down what that is. Sombra can build her ult faster than any hero in the game right now, and it is exploited through hacking large health packs and letting your team heal up completely off of them. And by doing that, Sombra can get an ult before any other ults are available. And just like pros did with the nano boost meta, having an ult before the enemy team can is such a massive advantage that it can be team fight winning, and especially on points where you only need to win one team fight in order to take the point, it can be objective securing. Now we're gonna watch Buds pick and poke on the outside as Sombra. Now keep in mind what Buds' goal is here. It isn't to secure a kill. It isn't to hack a key target in order to set up a team fight or initiation. Most of Sombra's ideal usage of how people theorize she should be used isn't at play here. The entire purpose of Sombra in this case is to build ult fast. And in fact, what the pro teams have learned in order how to combat this is because Sombra is so weak in a mid fight that the defense should just chase after the enemy who's trying to poke at the choke and build ult charge. Anytime at DreamHack Winter this was done, the defending team wiped the Sombra team because she simply can't fight as well as another hero. If you force her to do battle, she's gonna get wrecked. However, there's absolutely no way you can guarantee that she won't build ult unless you don't deal damage to the enemy. Because if you deal any poke damage and they refuse to heal by any other means, they can exploit a health pack until they get ult instantly. Now, even with all that being the case, there is a few things that you can do in order to counteract the EMP. One way that Ninjas in Pajamas was able to do it on Volskaya Point B was to separate their supports onto high ground and to put their tanks and Mei on the low ground. When Sombra tried to jump in to initiate with EMP, one, she got crossfired, and two, they were able to respond with Sound Barrier and Nano Boost, which won them the fight easily. And that's the biggest problem with this Sombra strategy. It is incredibly dependent on being sure that the enemy team will be in a deathball group trying to defend. And as this was the first time it was attempted, not exactly sure or not if it's even going to be possible to get it off in future lands. But on to another topic that I think is pretty important. Is this even good for the game? I mean, look, this is pretty interesting. Torque goes down on Sombra immediately, but he hacks a health pack and his team ferry over to it in order to get all their healing. And by the time Torque respawns and gets back into the fight, he already has his ult. What is this madness? You could be dead in spawn and still get ult charge? I mean, that's absolutely insane. And now what we have to think about when we talk about balance with this stuff, I wouldn't go so far as to say that it's overpowered, because so much of Sombra's kit is so weak anyway, that I think this is the only reason she's deemed viable in the pro scene at all. And if she wasn't able to do this massive exploit of health packs in order to charge her ult before anybody else can get an ult, she wouldn't be used at all. But at the same time, I don't think it's healthy for the game in terms of like the pacing and the spirit of the competition of it. Personally, I don't like these cheese strategies where you try to farm an ult before the enemy team, because Overwatch isn't that kind of game. It's really cool in MOBA games because a lot of it is the point in that context, but enabling gameplay that makes you not fight for most of the time until you pop an ability that lets everyone else not fight too, so you win the fight for free, it's just kind of cheese. But the fact of the matter is, it's not like Sombra won the LAN, it's just that she saw some usage. And if the team that's going against the Sombra is very disciplined in their positioning so that when she jumps in and tries the EMP, that she doesn't hit enough targets, or that you can draw out the fight into a late mid fight after the ultimates go off, either by ulting first on your team, taking the initiative to fight early in the fight, she doesn't really get any value. Because as we can see in this drawn out stall fight, the firepower on Misfit's side overwhelms complexity, making Sombra look much less effective than other characters that could be in that same role. So really, it all comes down to getting value out of that EMP usage, because if you don't, there isn't really another redeeming quality. I kind of like the concept of characters that have a bigger value ultimate and a lower value mid-fight kit, meaning that it'll force you to play for the ultimate game and you're going to have a harder time utilizing that character. I just don't think it should be incredibly easy to farm that ultimate. Ultimates in Overwatch should require you to play the game, not poke and stand on a health pack until you get a free ult. It just feels kind of silly to me. I mean, we had the same problem with the Nano Boost meta, where teams are afraid to shoot each other for fear of the enemy team getting the first nano boost because it would win the team fight hands down. At the very least, it's a creative approach to the game, and I think as Overwatch gets more characters in it that can fill these really niche roles and can develop very specific strategies, we're going to see a host of team composition types rather than now where we have like 3 that are viable. Whether or not you like the way Sombra plays in this way, you have to admit it's something new and different. I just think it's a bit unfortunate that it is the case that the rest of Sombra's kit is so weak, no pro team really can utilize her in a run and gun harass playstyle. Anytime I've seen them try to use it, which was mostly on online events instead of this in-person LAN event, it's gone horribly. Like, they try to get in the face of somebody and just get wrecked because Sombra can't win duels for the most part. So no matter what, she would have to play in a more skittish playstyle than most other DPSs. I just would rather see her to be able to more easily utilize the hacking function. Put this on the PTR by any means necessary. They had the hacking through barriers thing for a while, which didn't go live, thankfully, but if you have to let her hack while invis or something, I don't know, but I'd rather that aspect of her kit be highlighted rather than her only strength being her ult charge rate. I mean, I'd rather they fix the ult charge rate and make EMP better. Make it charge slower, but make it a more dominant effect that goes through walls and stuff. Sombra's a new character and she's gonna need some more tinkering with until she's at a really healthy spot in the meta. And I look forward to see what they end up doing with her, because my assumption is the majority of the community wouldn't really be satisfied with how she's being utilized. But hey, let me know in the comment section below what you think. Please like the video if you did enjoy, it really does help us out. Subscribe to our channel for more. We upload to YouTube each and every day. And also be sure to follow us on Twitter, where you can see stream announcements, updates, cool clips, and hear our opinions on the game. Follow us on Twitch, and be sure to set up email notifications so you can see when we're going live. That's been it for me. I've been FREEDO for Your Overwatch. I'll see you guys next time.